Wait, how in the world were they able to add that? But it's something. We finally got something. Generic Control and theduckgoesmoo. We're here back with another Team Fortress 2 video. It feels like it's been forever since I've done anything Team Fortress 2 related other than streaming it every other Friday over on Twitch. But today I'm reacting to FishStickOnAStick, the Summer Update 2023 overview. Apparently it was a massive update. I think they added like, what, 13 new maps or something like that? Zero told me a little bit about it, but I've been completely out of the loop. I was on vacation this past weekend, that's why I didn't stream it this past Friday. This video should be going live on Sunday, I believe, which means I will be streaming this coming up Friday, playing Team Fortress 2 over on Uncletopia with the viewers. You're more than welcome to join for that. So I think the last TF2 video I did was Emesis Blue or Blue Emesis or whatever. It's a 2-hour long video. It was amazing. You can check my reaction to that video. I'll leave it right up there. Also going to link down below in the description. Also going to place my channel with all my other Team Fortress 2 reactions. Go in chronological order. And also another thing, I know that he did a new Bad Weapon Academy video forever ago, and I still have not reacted to that. But this video came out 5 days ago, and I felt like this is more relevant to do. I will get to that Bad Weapon Academy eventually, of course. There's a place on my channel dedicated to Bad Weapon Academy, so that's how you know I'm actually really serious about that series. Also, shout out to patrons because they get the videos day early. A lot of time I have a paywall on the channel, and now allow me to make all these videos. So I'm excited to jump into this video and learn about the summer update. I don't think they added any like new guns or anything like that. I think they just added maps, and I'm not sure what else. I literally only know they added maps, and I don't think they added new characters or weapons or anything like that. Like anything groundbreaking, but it's still Team Fortress 2 got an update, a pretty big one. But let's go ahead and get on into the video.
The
All right.
TF2 summer update is
new
finally
taunts,
here. The update,
new unusual effects,
holiday-sized update we've all been waiting for.
Holiday-sized
What did it bring with it? Well,
after they toned it down.
Promise, which is to be expected, but naturally this is Valve we're talking about, so there have
Hey,
been
it's something.
issues. So let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of the summer.
Wait, there's something
For
bad about it?
starters, the good, and when I say
Which
good,
is?
I mean really, really good. Like, oh my
war
god,
paint?
these war paints are amazing. This
Wait,
update
really?
released with a war paint case.
I've,
Our
like,
first summer one
not used.
ever, and it is seriously the best war paint case we've gotten since winter 2017. And that's
Okay.
not a small compliment if you've seen my video on that case. Does it have it beat out?
I've literally never looked into war paint.
Maybe. I don't think
What
there's
do you
a
think?
single truly bad war paint in this case. There's some
Wow.
that are better than others, but for the most part, this is a series of winners that, even if they don't look good on everything,
Look
at
good on
least
something.
Look good on something. I think
I had no
Bomb
idea that
Carrier
they
and
had
Pacific Peacemaker
put that
are
much
the
detail on the war
weakest,
paints. I've
and
literally
Secretly
never applied a war
Serviced
paint, I
and
don't
Business
think.
Class are the best ones. I do think this case went a bit too far in having monochromatic gray on black war paints.
Well, gray's my favorite color,
But
so.
they all look good. So as far as I'm concerned, for people who want a black and gray war paint, they can choose whichever one fits their preference on the
And I'll be
ones they
streaming this
want
game
the
that's coming up
best.
Friday
As long as
on
we
Twitch,
don't
by the
get
way.
too many
I stream every
movies
other
and
Friday.
future updates like we have for fucking Christmas wrapping paper or candy corn, then I'm gonna call this a good addition. Also, every time I've done a workshop review and expressed serious interest in an item I really liked, it's gotten into the game. This happened with
Really?
Mako, Sunriser, and now Secretly Serviced. I sincerely
Secretly
doubt
Serviced?
that someone at
Oh,
Valve is
that's the
actually
color.
watching my stuff to see what I like, but it feels that way.
Maybe?
So if you are, I
Maybe it's just a good
appreciate
idea.
that. Next, cosmetics. Overall, these are pretty good. There's only a couple that I would call duds, and 2 of them are
Ooh.
unfortunately for Demo Man.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
Demo
I mean, I
Man.
don't like jumpers.
Unless you
Stickies,
like these, then
okay.
have at them. I'm also not the biggest fan of the cranium cooler.
That's
but
actually
it's
kinda
far
sick.
from the most offensive item in the game. Everything else I think is either okay or
It's
else
pretty sick.
pretty damn good. I like the spy hat that's literally just the Liquidator's lid, but for spy. I've got to get that one in Terawatt now to match my sniper.
You say
unusual.
Terawatt?
The new heavy
What?
and scout sets are good. This sniper one is pretty neat.
Okay,
Soldier
yeah.
has a cool solid snake getup.
Oh, it's supposed to be solid snake? Okay.
Cosmetic, and probably my favorite of the bunch is they added the Avatar
Wait,
Last
I'm sorry.
Airbender pyro helmet. I am so happy about
Wait,
that.
how in the
Oh, yeah,
world were
also
they able to
Sniper
add
is
that?
Sexy now. Well, sexier. Up next, bug fixes. Thank God.
What
no
bug
more
fixes?
botting to lock people out of upgrades in MVM. I know someone who will be very excited to hear that.
I have no
Steel
idea who
was
that
getting a lot of
is.
fixes, including a rather infamous one on the A point, which I'm very happy to see gone now,
Huh?
and plenty of smaller ones. But to be
Steel.
honest, not as many as I thought there would be. community-made fixes were advertised as a significant part of the update, and yet
I mean, community-made
this list of
fixes. How does that work?
Feels quite small.
Like they did
Not
they fixed the game, like the
but
people,
I was hoping for a bit
the community
more.
fixed it
There's
themselves.
Still a possibility
They added
that we'll be
it.
seeing a lot of fixes roll out with future updates, maybe even sometime before Halloween and Smith, but we'll have to wait and see.
I don't know
For
who
now,
Eric Smith is.
This is my biggest disappointment with the update. How about taunts? Yeah, those are good too.
That's kinda
You have your
sick.
standard emote taunts. Heavy finally has a vehicle taunt now.
Oh,
But I
okay.
also really like the killer signature and the killer joke. It's nice to have some quick snappy
That-
taunts to use after a
that's
good
funny.
or funny kill, instead of just something that functions more as a time waster in the pre-round. I
Yeah.
consider this a good batch. Now then, how about unusual effects? Nah,
Let's see.
they're okay. I always kind of get the feeling that we've seen
Hard
the best
carry.
that unusual effects have to offer in the past, and this update isn't really changing my mind on that. I mean, I am biased towards the unusual fish taunt and the unusual jellyfish hat for obvious reasons,
What?
but
That's sick.
about all that sticks out to me.
I don't even know that.
Okay,
Is
the
that
lava
new?
lamp taunt is fun too. Other than that, it either feels like stuff we've seen before,
Ducks.
or else just nothing I'd really want.
I
to
have
have.
the
It's
molten
not offensively
mallard
bad for the
unusual
most part,
effect.
but not amazing either. But this is an area I don't feel too passionately about to begin with. I'm just not much of an
Especially when they
unusual
get
guy.
broken
But
and they
that's
sit
enough
in
of
one
all
spot of the map.
cosmetic stuff. There is a big reason there was such a massive hubbub for this update.
All the
and
maps.
that is the inclusion of not just 14 new maps, but also the introduction of a brand new game mode.
What
with
new
the
game mode?
official inclusion of versus Saxton Hale. So
Oh, I've
let's
still
check
never
it
played
out.
that.
Oh.
Connection problem,
Well,
auto disconnect.
I'll
Does
let
not
you
work.
know when it works.
Oh.
Yeah, the maps are still as buggy as shit. Playtesting is clearly not one of Valve's strong suits.
Ooh.
Winter 2021
I would
was
find
enough
every
of a
glitch.
kick in the teeth to get them to start adding better looking cosmetics for the most part. But yeah, maps are still something of a weakness for them, at least in terms of bugs. Versus Saxton Hale
Okay.
is literally unplayable on launch and casual.
Oh,
so
why?
I cannot
Have they
comment
done
on it
anything
at
with the
all.
bots?
VSH has never been my favorite game mode anyway, so I have
I've
no idea
never
how much
played
I'll
it.
even like the implementation, but that's apparently for the future. Okay, so for the time being, let's adjust that number to 10 maps. That's still a good
Okay.
number. That's more than I was expecting.
Yeah, 10
So,
maps, yeah.
How are they?
It's
Well,
not the
let's go over
massive
them one
update
by one.
that everybody
Keep in
had high
mind,
hopes
these
for
are
at the
just
very
my
start.
first impressions of the maps that may well change over time the more I play on them. Hardwood seems like a pretty great 3-point attack defend map. It reminds me of a summer version of Altitude, with a second point that's a lot less of a pain in the ass to cap. There's plenty of different routes you can go down
So,
to
good
attack from
maps.
several different angles, and it's just a very pleasant map to look at as well. This one's a really solid addition.
What?
Phoenix is a mixed bag.
Oh.
It's a downright gorgeous payload map that has amazing looking rock faces.
Have these been added to
great use of
Oncotopia?
color, and it flows nicely. But some areas are in need of a bit of polish.
Oh,
and
like
most
those?
importantly, the last point is a nightmare. Defense has a massive high ground advantage. It is practically a
Reminds me of
goddamn
Upward a little bit.
fortress. And there's this walkway here
Sounds
that
like
can house
Upward.
multiple sentries, which are completely impervious to any damage from any point of safety. Meaning
Oh.
you have to coordinate the destruction of the enemy sentries with
Teamwork?
a push up a slow, steep hill to get that final cap.
Oh.
And on top of all of this, you have to cross a massive sight line in order to try any of this in the first place.
Yeah.
It's not insurmountable, but
I mean,
God,
the
it
payoff's
makes
nice.
Barn Blitz last look like a walk in the park. And it's a shame because the rest of the map isn't half bad. I get the feeling that most people will either love or hate this one. I'm
Do
somewhere in
you?
the middle.
Let me know.
Shark
I read every
Bay
comment.
is a Koth map that has some
Koth.
fantastic theming.
I don't like
It's
Koth
your
on Oncotopia because
Universal
it's first of
Studios waiting
3.
in the queue for a Jaws-themed attraction. Just like the others, it's another visual feast. And on the subject of feasts, I love the sharks in the bay
Nice.
acting as a death pit like the crocodiles in Mercenary Park.
Is that the first time they've added sharks for that?
Though even by cost standards, it feels a bit small. And if the teams aren't evenly balanced, which is not often the case, they can lead to some standard cost issues where the enemy team has nowhere to walk but forward straight into your spawn. There's also this big building that
Okay,
acts as a sort
that
of
could be a
flank
problem.
route, but it's very tight in close quarters, which can be a death sentence for certain classes if they happen to walk in at the same time as an enemy soldier, demo, or pyro. I think this creates
Which
an interesting
I
risk-reward factor,
will be the one that
since this
constantly
building also
dies,
gives
walks
you
in the door,
access to
dies.
high ground above the point, which can give you a pretty significant advantage. Overall,
Oh, so everybody's
it's
fighting for
another
high
good
ground.
map.
Okay.
Pelican Peak is about as good as a CTF map can be, which is to
It's
say
not 2 for it, though.
it's not amazing or anything, but it's more than playable. It actually doesn't seem to be as much of a standalone mess as some of the other maps in its game mode. So if you want to play CTF to actually play CTF and to not just glorified Team Deathmatch, then this is the map for you. And speaking of Team Deathmatch, Cell Bien is just awesome. Once again, amazing theming.
I
so
wish
well put together with
that
so many
Scout
cool
could like
details.
pick up the fish.
This is a great map
use
to
it
just
for the weapon.
explore on your own.
You know.
And more than that,
What is
it's
the holy mackerel?
player destruction, non-Halloween, non-Christmas, non-Watergate. Player destruction.
Where let me guess, they gotta like
God.
kill the seal
the
and you gotta protect it.
A lot of Cursed Cove, but with a lot of the fat trim.
Oh, look at it going.
I think that's nothing but a bonus, since Cursed Cove is a pretty fun map if you ignore all the annoying Halloween shit. But the one area where fat was not trimmed,
that's so cute.
is the goal for your player destruction points. The Seal. I love him. I'm very glad he's
Does he have a name?
Sulfur is actually a map that we've been running on my rebalance servers for a while now, and it's a lot like CP
And now it's been
Steel.
added?
So if you like that map,
So they took
you
custom
may like
maps and
this
added
one
to the
too.
game.
The biggest difference is that even though you can rush
Officially.
to cap the final point, all that does is begin to lower your team's timer, since there are 2 separate timers running at once. If you cap all 3 of the other teams before capping the final point, then you end up winning instantly.
How'd that not
as
get
soon as
destroyed
that final
immediately?
point is captured. It's a little bit out of the ordinary and might end up being confusing for some
Yeah,
players, and for some reason, even on the rebalance server, it seems like people have a really hard time finding the C point. But overall, it's a
Yeah, I
fun
would
map
get
to
so
play.
lost.
And I'm sure all
Yeah,
the
I
spy
know
mates
you're
out
surviving
there
that.
will love the intricate Japanese theming. Cashworks has already garnered a reputation as
Cashworks
being
where?
the least polished map.
Oh,
outside
that's
of
so
the
glitchy.
DSH ones.
Why?
It's a short-lived but still very amusing bug, allowing you to just
gold?
walk into the enemy spawn. And even with that patched, a less than functional visual for the final point.
Yikes.
The map itself is fine enough, though even by
Fine
payload standards,
enough.
the sightlines are pretty extreme. And the third point
So it's a
reminds me a
sniper
lot
paradise.
of Swiftwater, and that it's kind of a pain to push through this extremely thin choke.
Ooh.
In fact, the
Three
map
crabs
reminds me
in
a lot of
trench coat.
Swiftwater in general, but less appealing outside of the last point, which
The fact
is a
that
lot
people
less
can
of a
make these
bitch
is
to
crazy.
push. It's not my favorite, but I don't know if I'd uncheck it from casual yet either. We'd have to see. I still would have preferred Extinction, though. Rotunda has a lot of similarities to Shark Bay in that it's decently small and has the Koth problem, where people will just run at spawn if they're doing well enough. But really, I find it has more in common with Nucleus. The enclosed
Basically,
point in the
just keep
center
pushing
with the lower
back
ground surrounding
away from the
point
point.
and tunnels off to the side
For
really
health.
gives me that vibe. Once again, I love it aesthetically. It's a great setting for a map and pulls it off very well. This is yet another map that's just great to walk around in and take in all the details. It's also nice to see a snowy map in the summer update, really bringing home the themeless aspect of it, which I'm all for.
Yeah.
Reckoner is
Call it
another
summer update.
Japanese
Maybe we'll get
theme
this every
like
year.
Sulfur. So it's interesting
Which,
that we
I don't know if
two
we'll get this many
in the
maps.
same update with a view of Mount Fuji and cherry blossoms everywhere. This one is 5 CP though, and reminds me a bit of a mix of Process and Sunshine, but with cover over the middle point, which is pretty interesting. It plays pretty much the same as other 5 CP maps I've played on, which is something that people who really don't like the game mode will take issue with, but I didn't have any problems with it. I consider it another good addition. And finally, we have Venice, another payload map. This one I think is currently being seen as the bad map of the bunch. And if that's the case, then I guess this is a pretty good bundle of maps after all.
Yeah,
Not
this
that
is the worst one.
Amazing or anything. Again, Extinction would have preferred it. It's very choke heavy and once again not great on sight lines. And the heavy amount of flank routes can really disrupt an offense, which can be pretty annoying. But I don't think it's a terrible map. I'd put it in a similar camp to Phoenix, but with a less obnoxious final
Yeah, they
push
immediately go after
that's
the
more
sentry.
akin to a better Swiftwater Last. At least I'd say that if my longest game on this map didn't have a Vaccinator medic on the enemy team. I hate you. And yeah, that's the summer update. Overall,
pretty good, I
what we
think.
did end up getting is good, but I can't help but be a little disappointed at the lack of community fixes. It was a part of the update I was looking forward to the most, and to see them
what were they going to
sidelined
fix?
is a pretty major bummer. And honestly, for what looks on the patch
a lot of
notes
taunts.
such a fairly minor update, this has caused the single biggest
Holy
boom
crap.
in the TF2 player count in history.
Wait,
I'm
really? Even more than the save TF2 thing?
Positive and maybe lukewarm at worst in this video so far, but does this update deserve that? I mean,
No,
quality of the
but
product
it's something.
received notwithstanding.
We finally got something.
Yeah, this is pretty much, as advertised, a holiday-sized update. But none of the holiday-sized updates have ever gotten player counts like this, even when they had good stuff. Maybe
I guess
it's just
because
people
they
getting
hyped it
really
up.
tired of the Scream Fortress and Smithmas themes for all the new content.
That's
and having
possibly
a similarly
true, yeah.
sized but non-themed update is just a huge draw to people. I can understand that, especially
It's also
in the areas
not
where I'm
temporary.
most impressed with the update. But yeah, this is pretty standard fare for Valve's recent string of updates. On the one hand, I'm glad there's such a huge turnout for players for the game to begin with, because that's awesome. But on the other hand, I can't help but wonder if this won't encourage Valve to put more effort into future potential updates, or if they'll just realize that they can keep getting away with these bare minimum effort community updates forever, and people will continue to eat it up. I don't mean to end this video on a
crazy how
down note,
undying this community
and I probably
is.
shouldn't
It's
be thinking
insane.
too far ahead into the future when we literally just got this update. I should just be enjoying what we have now, and that this is way more than we've gotten in the previous summer updates. If this is
maybe it's a sign of things to come. Hopefully it is.
Then I think I can live with that.
Yeah.
The next patch better have a war paintable Dragon's Fury, or I swear to fuck.
Wait, is that not paintable? What? Is a Dragon's Fury not paintable? That's weird. That's really weird. But that was a summer update. I had no idea it was that in-depth. I knew they added a ton of maps. I didn't know they added a new mode, and they also had those fixes in the war paints and the cosmetics and the usual effects and stuff like that. Really good update, I would imagine. Well, not really good update. It's better than nothing. It's not quite the update everybody was expecting when they made that announcement that there was going to be an update that comes out in the summer, which is unusual for them because usually only ever do Smithmas and Scream Fortress 2. But I play the game year-round. I'm excited to play this game, which will be this coming up Friday as the time this video goes out, which will be on Sunday. Patrons got it on Saturday. Shout out to patrons. Could not do this if it wasn't for them. So let me know what you think of the update down below in the comment section. I do read all your comments. Like I said, that Battle Weapon Academy video will be coming at some point in the future. There's just so many videos on my channel and so many series that I need to get to. So I'm fitting this one in. I'm excited to try out this update and play the game again. I really hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Hopefully I made time a little better. But until next video, take care and cue the music.
We were